Good morning everyone. I am Dr. Vivek Kumar from Mechanical Engineering Department, Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University, Gandhinagar. I am the course coordinator of the Dynamics of Machine Lab. Along with me, Dr. Simranjit sir and Kunal Mehta. Dr. Kunal Mehta will be associated faculty with this lab. So this is our first session on the Dynamics of the Machine Lab, and today we will be performing our first experiment. The objective of the first experiment is to study undamped free vibration of a spring mass system. So some of the keywords of the objectives are the undamped free vibration and a spring mass system. So first we need to understand what are the free vibrations. The free vibrations are the vibrations executed by a body under the influence of no external force that will be acting on the system. So in the free vibrations, we will not be considering any frictional force or external force that will be acting on the system. So there will be no damping into the system, and what we will be obtaining the natural frequency of the system. So that is what the undamped free vibration systems are. Now the spring mass system. So spring mass system is generally the mathematical model of any mechanical component that can be a gear, that can be a, you can say, bearings or shaft. Okay, so here the mass will represent the mass of the mechanical component, and the spring will be represented the physical contact between the mechanical component and the rigid surface. Now the question arises, why do we need to perform the or to study the free vibration of a mechanical system? Okay, now as you can see that all mechanical components are associated with some natural frequency, and that will be function of their spring and mass. Now all these mechanical components, shaft, bearings, and you can say the gear, they are operated by some driving machine, and these driving machines are commonly the electric motors or single or a multiple cylinder engine. So these mechanical components are made to operate at their frequency, the frequency of the driving machine. Okay. Now what will happen if the operating frequency of the machine will move towards the natural frequency of the system? Then the amplitude of the vibration will keep on increasing, and as the operating frequency matches the natural frequency of the system, the amplitude of vibration become violent in the nature, and these violent vibrations can lead to the premature failure of the mechanical system. So by studying the free vibration or the natural frequency, what we aim to do is that we need to suppress the natural frequency of the system such that it will be at a farthest point from that of the operating frequency of the system. So this experiment can be performed, or you can say the natural frequency of any mechanical system can be obtained by two methods or two approaches. One will be the analytical approach and another will be the experimental one. Now first we will move towards the analytical approach. So this is a typical spring mass system 1 degree of the freedom, which we will be discussing over here. So initially there is no mass attached to the spring. As soon as we attach some mass to the one end of the spring, it will get statically deflected by a certain amount. That is known as the delta, and that is known as the static deflection. Now this will be the new equilibrium position, that is the BB axis. After that, we will slightly disturb it or slightly stretch it and then release the mass. As soon as we release the mass, it will start executing to and fro motion about the mean position. Okay, so what we will be getting here, simple harmonic motion. Now we need to study the free body diagram of the mass under such situation. In that situation, two types of the forces will be acting on the system. One will be the spring forces that will oppose the motion, and its magnitude will be S into X. That is the stiffness coefficient into the displacement, and the displacement is X over here. And another force will be the inertia force. The summation of these two forces will be equal to 0. That will be the characteristic equation or the equation of the motion of the system. Now let us solve this equation of the motion of the system. So again we are getting, this is the free body diagram where the spring force and the inertia force are depicted onto the system. Now let us assume the solution will be simple harmonic in the nature. X is equal to A sine omega n t. Here omega n will be the natural frequency, and similarly we have the cos component. So A, B and natural frequency, these are the unknown. So for that we need certain boundary condition. The boundary condition are specified as it is. At time t is equal to 0, we have provided some initial displacement and velocity is equal to 0. Simply we have released the spring or the mass from the rest. Now by substituting these conditions into the assumed solution, we will solve it like x is equal to x naught cos omega t. Now we need to find the amplitude or of the vibration as well as the frequency of the natural frequency of the vibration. So for that, what we will be doing, we will be computing x that we already got, and later we have to obtain the value of the acceleration. Now we will be substituting these two values back into the characteristic equation, and through this we will be obtaining the natural frequency of the system. As we know the value of the mass that has been attached to the spring as well as the spring constant or the stiffness, we will be obtaining the natural frequency of the system. So this is how we will be completing the analytical solution of the problem. Now let us move to the experimental. So this is the experimental setup for obtaining the natural frequency of the spring mass system. So let me describe what are the different components and the instrument we are using in this experiment. So we have a spring, and the spring at one end is attached to the frame, and at the another end we are having a weight holder. So the spring and the weight holder can be considered as an integral part. So for measuring the values we will be using the scale. Then we have the stopwatch to count the number of the oscillations of the spring within a particular time frame. And we have these masses, two masses, 1 kg mass and 2 kg mass as the masses of the spring mass system. And we will be measuring the values, all the values within this table. This will be the lab manual for the dynamics of the machine. So in this table we will be putting the values for the recording of our experiment. So here we have, first we need to count the number of the turns of the springs. So we will count them manually. So a total of 14 turns are there. Okay. Now what we will be doing, we will be measuring the free length of the spring mass system using with the help of the scale. So what we will be considering, we will be taking two reference points, okay, that are considered to be rigid in the nature. So the first reference point will be the bottom of this plate, and the second washer will be taken as the another reference point. So the initial value will be the you can say the 20.6 centimeter. So the number of the turns are 14, and you can mention over here that the initial length will be 20.6 centimeter. Okay. Now we will be loading the spring mass system with a weight of 1 kg. So here we have loaded. So let us hold it for a few seconds so that it will become stabilized under the weight. So for that, initial deflection we have taken as 20.6 centimeter, and now we have to measure the final deflection. So the final deflection we will be again taking with the help of this ruler scale, and when we measure it, it will be coming out to be 30 centimeters. So 30 centimeters is the final deflection. So delta will be the, you can say the delta x, or the static deflection of the system will be initial minus the final, and it will comes out to be 9.4 centimeters. Okay. Now we have initially attached 1 kg of the weight. Okay. Now we have to find the value of the spring constant. Okay. So the spring constant will be defined as, S is defined as F by delta. Okay. And in this case it will comes out to be 104.4 Newton per meter. So these are the readings, and from here we can calculate the natural frequency of the system by using the analytical approach. So these are the rough calculations that I am performing. So natural frequency in case of the hertz, or you can say F is equal to 1 by 2 pi under root K by M. When we substitute the value of the K as 104.4 and the mass as 1 kg, the natural frequency will be turned out to be 1.63 Hertz. So this will be the frequency using the analytical approach. Now we have to find the value of the frequency using the experimental method. So what we will be doing, we will be stretching the spring by a small amount of the deflection and releasing it. Now it will start performing the to and fro simple harmonic motion. So one thing we need to keep in the mind that we have to stretch it slightly and release it so that we can only be having the to and fro longitudinal vibration. Okay. So now we will be using the stopwatch, and for the time of 10 seconds we will be calculating the number of the oscillations of the spring. So with me is the Dr. Simranjeet sir. He will be operating the stopwatch.
Starts. So
Okay. For a period of 10 seconds, we have calculated 16 oscillations. 16 oscillations we have calculated in 10 seconds. So the natural frequency will be comes out to be 1.6. We have to repeat this experiment 3 times so that we can ensure the repeatability of the experiment or the accuracy of the experiment. So again we will be stretching it downward.
start. Stop.
So now we have calculated the 17 oscillations in 10 seconds. Again we will be getting 1.7 as the natural frequency, and third time we will be performing the experiment.
Start. Stop.
And again we have got the 16 oscillations. Again the natural frequency is obtained to be 1.6. So we have completed the first set of the experiment. Okay, next we will be moving with the second set of the experiment, and in that we will be increasing the weight onto the system. So instead of using 1 kg, now we will be using 2 kg weight. So again we have to measure the deflection of the spring under the influence of 2 kg weight. So we will be again measuring with the scale over here. Okay, now the deflection have come around to be 38.6. So initial deflection it was 20.6 centimeter, and with 2 kg of weight the deflection comes out to be 38.6. Now the difference between the deflections is 18 centimeter, and again we will be calculating S as F by delta, and this times it comes out to be 109 Newton per meter. Theoretically they have to be same, means this spring stiffness in the first case 1 kg and 2 kg, but because of some errors, human errors, while taking the reading, certain small amount of the difference have been observed between the two values of the stiffness coefficient. So now with 2 kg weight, again we will be performing the same experiment, that will be counting the number of the oscillations of the spring for 10 seconds.
Start. Stop.
So in 10 seconds we have got 12.5 oscillations. So the natural frequency is 1.25. So again we have to repeat the same experiment 3 times.
Start, sir. Stop.
So we have got 12 oscillations in second time. Again we have got the 1.2 as 2 Hertz as the natural frequency of the system. Now the third reading,
Start. Stop.
so 13 oscillations this time we have got, and the natural frequency will be 1.3. So in both the cases, what we will be calculating, we will be taking the average of these 3 readings. So what we will be getting here, 1.63 Hertz as the natural frequency in the first case, and with the 2 kg mass, what we will be getting, we will be taking the average of these 3 readings, and we will be getting around 1.25 Hertz as the natural frequency. So there are 2 observations which we can got here, that there is some error between the natural frequency of the system obtained using the analytical approach and the experimental approach. So basically the variation in the results is due to that we have not considered the air friction and the friction at the joint or the interface where the spring is connected to the rigid body as well as that to the mass. And also, as we increase the mass onto the system, the natural frequency will decrease. So we can conclude the same thing by analytical approach as well as experimental approach. Because in the analytical approach, omega n is inversely proportional to the root of the mass. So we can directly say that with increase in the mass, the natural frequency of the system will decrease. And in the experimental approach, the natural frequency of the system for 1 kg is 1.63, and for the 2 kg it has reduced to 1.25 Hertz. So we have experimentally verified that. Now student, what you need to do, you have to fill these tables and summarize these calculations in the terms of the conclusions, and from that you have to answer specific questions that are mentioned at the end of the lab. With this, we summarize and conclude the first experiment, that is to study the undamped free vibrations of spring mass system. So thank you for listening and performing this experiment.